our next player that we're going to talk about here, Mr. Keon Coleman,
Yeah.
wide receiver from Florida State, who some people still believe in him. Some people are out on him. Some people want to talk about the 4.63 40. Some people want to talk about that he hit over 21 miles per hour and was the fastest mover in the gauntlet drill in the combine, which contradicts the 40. A lot of oddities potentially to Keon Coleman's game, the offense he played in, the injuries that he was playing through in 2023. But we've got some comps for him and some film for him. And he's another guy who, if his ceiling hits, given his size and frame and some of the traits that he has, he's another interesting name to potentially talk about.
Yeah, and we put, the comp as Drake London and Puka Nacua for that reason. So Puka Nacua was a guy that didn't test all that well when we're talking, time speed, straight line speed, but his play speed, when you talk about like next gen stats, it was really good. So I think that's part of the reason why he's being referred to as the Puka Nacua of this year, because he didn't run fast, but when you watch him play, he does play faster than that. There's no doubt about it. Kind of the opposite of Mitchell, where Mitchell timed really well, but sometimes he kind of played down to his competition. But I really liked the comp of London because of how he, caught the ball with, in traffic, but his hands and his hand strength and ability to catch a ball. Keon Coleman's really good at that. You see London right here take the ball away from the defender. And you saw that in this type of play here from Keon Coleman, and that strength on the slot fade, basically boxing that dude up in the paint. He's able to reel that in with his strong hands, as you'll see from the end zone angle. I really like how strong his hands are, his ability in contested catch situations right there. Again, this is defended beautifully. That's exactly what you're supposed to do as a defender, but you see him track the ball, bring it in, and maintain the pass into the end zone for the touchdown. That is something you see on film from him a bunch, and it's really one of his biggest strengths when we're talking Keon Coleman.
He makes these catches regularly against a variety of opponents. And this one really, I still don't know how it's possible. Because, like you said, the corner's in great position. He punches through the hands and he even tries to rip through. Like, I don't know how Coleman catches this initially, but let alone like goes to the ground with it. Look where that DB's arm is. Like, he manages to rip this ball through the arm of the DB and still make this catch. Like, the grip strength, the hand strength, the strength at the catch point, along with the athleticism, you see it pretty routinely from him. Like, this type of play isn't an anomaly or a one-game highlight. You watch him continuously do it, and that's where that Drake London comp comes from, who London, ever since at USC, that ability to separate at the catch point, play big at the catch point, and be able to win with his hands and body control has been something that's translated well for him in Atlanta.
Yeah, again, late in the play here for London. Watch him turn his body, position his body, but then boom, hands. His hands are like magnets, right? Once that the ball's just kind of just like they drop right in there, and he just reels it in and he protects it. It's kind of like what you saw from Javon Baker, right? Where he kind of protects the ball, turns his back at times. You see that a lot in these situations. Here it is again, this time against LSU. Once again, back shoulder type throw, 50-50 ball, that elite concentration, that ability to reel it in with a guy basically leaning onto him in the end zone. Just another really good play and highlight play from Keon Coleman. I do think like he's more of a day two guy, especially probably more late day two for me. But he's a guy that would add a different element than what the Bills have had when we're talking wide receivers and, the skill position for the Bills.
Yeah, he's somebody who I have a 2 on him as well, late 2. I still like don't know what to do with him. 6'3",
Yeah.
213 pounds, 32 and an eighth inch arms, runs that 4.61, but runs a 1.54 10-yard split, like 38-inch vertical jump, 127-inch broad jump, which is 83rd percentile. So like he's got explosion and athleticism in certain areas, but is really sloppy as a route runner. And I don't know how much of that can be corrected and how much you can coach up, but just from the physical tools and the traits, like being this big and this athletic and being able to consistently dunk on dudes and play in the paint and play in the low post. Even that one, like the corner is hanging all over him. He makes a hands catch out and away from his body. Like this isn't just being big and body catching. Like look at the concentration, the hand eye. And then he's got that defender's hand in his face and in between his hands trying to punch through. And again, maintains that catch. The low red zone is just a really strong area for him. Like you can run him on those slot fades. You can get a one-on-one and just toss him a jump ball. He's kind of one of those like man, if you've got a corner out there that's 6'1", 190 pounds, screw it. Just chuck it up to Keon Coleman and let him go and high point that football. He's got a really fun aspect to his game, but you just see so much sloppiness and lack of refinement in his stem work and in his route running in general that I think that's where that cause for concern comes in.